Hey, what's up, guys? This is Justin from Justice League Swag, and I'm going to be doing a deck profile on Dark Heroes today. 2 weeks ago, I came in first place with this deck. Last week, I played Rescue Dragons, and I played Brave Machine, so I wasn't able to play this deck again. But the buddy is Darkness Fist Gwen, because Gwen has a really good ability that if he hits, he goes back to your hand. So it allows you to always have a monster without him being removed from the field, unless he's been hit by a removal spell or something. So we're going to do the spell lineup first. Staple. I've seen through your moves. Basic Nullify. It's free, so why not use it? If your center is open, you can cast this. 2, it's about time I get serious. Just 2 because you can only use it once you're at 6 or below life. And ideally, I want to take my opponent out before my life even drops that low. Next up, 4. I'm finished with you. 4 of this because it lets you gauge and draw when you destroy your monster in your field. So ideally, you could play a monster in your center like Crow. Because he lets you gain a gauge, and he doesn't leave the field if he's the only dark hero on the field. And then when your opponent goes to penetrate, Spectral Strike, or drop Grey Bard on him, boom, finish him, gauge 1 and draw 1. Avoiding all of that nasty damage. Next up, 3, Evil Aesthetics. Only 3 because I feel like at 4, it gets really cloggy, and ideally, I only want to get back size 1s when I want to push for game or when I want fodder for Schwarz. 3, first Dark Hero Hideout. 3 because I want to see this card early, but if you draw an additional one, it's a dead draw unless one of your opponent wipes out one of them. And lets you draw for playing a Dark Hero, which is really broken. Next up, but he is of the lowest rank at 4. I run 4 of this because it allows you to search for any weapon or monster if a size 1 on your field is destroyed. So you could destroy it yourself, or if their own ability goes off that they're destroyed at the end of the turn, or your opponent destroys them, then you get to search for whatever you want. Last but not least of the spell lineup, or So the Dream I Went, or Had Went. It's really good because filling up your field with a guy like the Scar, you can finish your opponent in 1 turn. Flank attack directly with 3 scars, spell negate, attack with weapon, gain. First up on the monster lineup, I only run 2 Rescue Hero, Rescue Dragon Mock Braver. Only 2 Mock Bravers because this is kind of a rush deck and you want to deal more damage. He doesn't have Dark Hero in his name, but he does serve as a negate. So he kind of gets in the way of the rest of the deck as far as using their abilities and plussing. For the monsters, we have 3 Shadow Hero Swords, 1 SP. Because he's going to be the buddy again once the next set comes out. But 3 because I found that 4 gets really cloggy right now, because a lot of times you have him and you don't want to use his ability, but when he's coming to the field for free, like in next set, then I'll be using more of him. I'm thinking about actually bumping him down to 2 and seeing how that works out next, but I'll see. Next up, just 2 of our Lackey. He is basically our equivalent to a putty. This guy basically comes to the field every time I play a Schwarz or Crow or anything higher, but we don't have anything higher for Dark Heroes as of now. But he will be broken soon once we get our size 3s. Next up is the buddy, Darkness Fist Gwen. At 4, he's going to be at 4 for now, and I may knock him down to 3 once the next set comes out, just because of attacking and bouncing back to the hand is good, but some of the cards require destruction, so I would need something to die instead. And this guy is becoming one of my favorites. Sacrifice Iron Moonslash. I'm only running at 2 right now, and I'm thinking about bumping him up because he has great stats. He's destroyed at the end of the turn, and you can discard a Dark Hero from your hand and ping your opponent for 1. So basically, by discarding a card, he can be the equivalent of Scar. But you can only use his ability once, but you can use it once per card, I believe. Yep, you can use it once per card. So ideally, you could go sacrifice, 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 use ability, use ability, use ability, get rid of all these guys for scars. And now it's like you put your opponent into a position when they just lost 3 damage and they can't take any of those 3 crits from Scar. Next up on the monster, there we have 4. Violet Valor Lord Crow. Running him at 4 because ideally he is a great first turn move if you go first. Play this guy gauge 1. He doesn't leave the field because there's no other Dark Hero on the field. Free gauge and a free play. 624, great stats. Every time you play him, you get the gauge. So it helps your impact go off easier. And it also helps, what is it called? The spell now go off easier. Then, of course, for the Scar, you could also buddy him because he's great stats. 4-3-4. He's dodging a lot of removal spells. And link attacking, as I said before, with 3 of him on the field is really good. 9 damage. Next up, I have my weapons. I only run 1 Shadow Requiem because it doesn't help you plus, and you have to play a life to use it, where they don't have a lot of defense in this deck right now. So I could search it if I want it. If I don't, it stays where it is. My weapon of choice is Sneak Judgment. I run at 4. When a Dark Hero leaves the field, no matter how, if your opponent destroys it, it bounces back to your hand, it destroys itself. You get to draw a card at the end of the turn. It's really good, and I've actually drawn into the impact off of this before for game. Then finally, the impact, Infinity Death Crest. I only run it at 2 because drawing impacts early game is a lot of times it's a dead draw, but I'm starting to see like this deck is so fast that I probably could push it up to 2, but I kind of rather have those spell negates in there too. So I'll see what I can knock out to push this up to 3. But that is all I have for my deck profile on Dark Heroes today. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.